Hey guys, Sid here. Welcome to this exclusive interview, which I've been looking forward for a very long time, with somebody who's really special. I've known him for many years. He's a world-renowned astrologer, gemologist, and somebody who's actually worked with a lot of celebrities, a lot of big names, which I cannot mention. But he's really worked with a lot of people to help them get better clarity using the science of astrology, planets, and and understanding energies overall on how energies affect the mind and these different tools that have been passed down through thousands and thousands of years. Karthik Gaur is such a down-to-earth person in spite of living in the Himalayas and learning this science coming down a lineage going back to thousands of years. He's learned it for 12 years in Himalayas, and now he's based in Dubai. Interestingly, Karthik attended one of my digital marketing workshops in Dubai many years back, and ever since we've had like such a close connection. And he's more like a big brother to me. And any major decision that I've made in my life, just I've contacted him. He's given me clarity, and that's helped me move forward in my life. So this is going to be a very interesting interview because we're going to talk about how 2020 has been and how and what to expect in 2021. And I totally believe that planets influence us, and the more I study about this, it's so much more, it makes so much more sense. And out of all the different people that I've seen in the space, Karthik is one of those few people who can explain it in layman terms in a very logical sense without using the typical fear and all the typical stuff what astrologers do. What I like about Karthik is the relatability and the logic with which he presents. So that's why I want to invite Karthik for this interview. Karthik, truly an honor and privilege to have you in this interview.
Hey, thank you, Sid. Thank you. And everybody who is viewing us, a fantastic 2021 for you all. And Sid has been a great inspiration for me as well. Believe me, anything I want to know about the latest technology, what to do next, it's always Sid, and he keeps on giving us so much. The amount of work that Sid has done, and I'm not telling this just because I'm here in Sid's channel, but it's phenomenal. And the way he gives us in those steps, and then breaks those into simpler steps. That's how I've learned Jyotish. So for me, whenever I listen to even Sid's video, it motivates me a lot that, hey, you don't need to complicate things, as they say, keep the basics right, teach it the right way, you don't need to become a very, very complicated, like even among writers, right? Who are the great writers that we think about? Even if we talk about a Javed Akhtar or a Nida Fazli or a Gulzar, the beauty about them is that in spite of them knowing so much of complicated words, they use simple words to tell you, a complicated emotion, and that's the beauty about greatness, and that's the beauty about big people, that, they don't show big by talking big, they actually do things in a very simple way by which people feel that they are doing some awesome work. So great work, Sid, and
Thank you, Karthik.
it's a pleasure to
Yes,
be here.
fantastic. Thank you. So, all of you who are watching, make sure that you take a lot of notes because I'm going to cover a lot of questions. So, the way that I've structured this interview is going to be on starting with a few core concepts about astrology, and I'm also going to put on the hat of a devil's advocate to check, and just break some myths about what people may think about this science. Then we'll get into global perspective of what to expect in 2021. Then we'll get into national perspective. Let's say if all of you are from India, what to expect. So Karthik has some insights on that. And then towards the end, we'll come into the individual, like what can we do on an individual basis to use these tools to make our life more seamless and live a more happy, prosperous, abundant life where we're really able to create an impact.
Mhm.
So the first segment, Karthik, is about wearing the devil's advocate. Like, why are not all predictions accurate? Like, what does it, like, many of us, we may read something in the newspaper and then it may not be true, and then so sometimes it may feel like, okay, all predictions are not accurate, and so what does this really mean? So can you explain to us about that?
Yeah, so to start with, even Don Bradman couldn't get an average of 100. So frankly speaking, there is no art which can 100% say that, it is 100% accurate, so to say. Like even when we talk about the best of technologies for autopilot flights or guided missiles, there is still an element which we call it as an X factor,
Okay.
be it the wind element, be it the cloud element, be it the radar going off hand. There are a lot of such functions. Now
Yeah.
when it comes to astrology per se, A lot of people don't understand that there are two major variants. One
Mm.
is the Western astrology, which in a way doesn't take too much of karma into content.
Mm.
Whereas the core difference between Vedic astrology and the Western astrology is that Vedic astrology says that, hey, you have got a human birth because there is an impounding karma.
Mm.
Without that impounding karma, you couldn't have been born. And because
True.
there is a certain element of good karma which is there,
Mm.
probably you are born as a human being,
Mm.
and probably because there is a little more good karma to that, you are born in a country which is a safe country to stay, you know.
Okay.
And
Mm.
then there are certain karmas which we call it as a drida karma,
Mm.
which is the very core reason for why you are born.
Mm.
Now you have an Indian audience, and each one of you would be aware that the concept of Lord Ram's birth. Now how was Lord Ram born? He was born because the curse of Narada, right?
Mm.
So even if God had to be born in Kali Yuga or in Bhulok, as they say, they don't break the core principle.
Mm.
Narada had to give the curse that, hey, you will be born, and you will be the one, who will be crying for your wife, so to say,
Mm.
and then the same monkeys will end up helping you. And that's the role of Hanuman. So
Mm.
what am I trying to say is that the core concept of your Drida karma is the reason why you are born. Whereas
Mm.
Western astrology doesn't take that into consideration. It says that, hey, because you are born in a certain month from a time period to 1st to 15th or
Mm.
1st to 18th, hey, you are an Aryan or you are a Taurian. You
Mm.
know, now that's completely defeating the purpose that how am I different to Sid?
Mm.
I am
Correct.
different to Sid because my karmas are different to Sid. As a result of which Sid has got though we both sort
Mm.
of do at a base level the same work. He is
Mm.
motivating and helping people. I
Mm.
am motivating and helping people.
Yeah.
But our knowledge base and the way the terminology or the
Mm.
delivery is
Mm.
a little bit different.
Yes. Mm.
He's doing it from India. I'm doing it from Dubai. He's
Mm.
doing it from a certain age. His gurus were different. My
Mm.
gurus were different.
Mm.
His lineage is different. My lineage is different. But at the end of the day, at a very high level, we both are consultants.
Mm.
So that part is something which is missing. Hence, when people, casually when they meet and they say that, hey, I read the newspaper today. It's a very good day for me. But, actually my boss fired me. And I say, what did you read? It says that, hey, I read because I'm a Taurian, I read this. And I tell them that, hey, this doesn't take karma into consideration. It's a very, very generic prediction.
Mm.
You know, it's like asking a guy, who is a weatherman that, hey, will it rain?
Mm.
Now, if he's a smart guy, he will say that, hey, your question is good, but what are you asking about? Rain where?
Mm.
Rain in Moscow, rain in Dubai, rain in Delhi, or rain in your near your home.
Yes. Mm.
So Vedic astrology is asking you all those questions, which are very, very important. Hey, where are you born?
Mm.
What time are you born? What location are you born? Based on which we get this latitude and longitude,
Mm.
and we go through that time factor. And,
Got it.
and that time factor is what we call it as Panchanga,
Mm.
which we call it as 5 elements: the day you are born, the nakshatra you are born, the vara you are born, the karana you are born, and all those factors, they make those 5 elements, which
Mm.
in a way is the punch that you have in your DNA.
Okay.
As a
Mm.
result of which, some kids or some people have that root deficiency,
Mm.
that right from childhood, their digestion is not good, or they are born autistic,
Mm.
or imagine a 20-year-old guy having a heart attack,
Mm.
or somebody born with a hole in the heart.
Mm.
Now, everybody who is born during that particular time space cannot have a hole in the heart.
True. Mm.
Whereas Vedic astrology says that, hey, probably there are certain karmas and there are certain things as a result of which we can understand why that fourth house or why that Chandra has gone into that debilitation.
Got it. Mm.
It's a funny example that,
Mm.
just 2 days back, I was, at a friend's place, you
Mm.
know, and I met his friend, who was very excited that I'm an astrologer and he knew a bit of astrology.
Mm.
And he said that, Karthik, it's so nice to see you. Generally, I don't come out of the house. I never come to friend's place, etc., because I have a debilitated moon.
Mm.
There is something about you that I'm feeling so good.
Mm.
And I looked at the moon. I said that, hey, don't you feel that this full moon has got something to do with your mind?
Mm.
And he said, that's awesome. I never knew. So I
Mm.
said that is exactly what the rishis have taught. That why is moon the most powerful planet and why is it the sustainer of Raj Yoga?
Mm.
In today's time, I don't care, if you're born a king. It is important whether you can stay as king.
Mm.
You know, you
Exactly.
can be a prime minister for 2 days. You can be a president for 3 days. But ultimately, what is going to ensure that you are going to sustain in that place is your ability of mind. Whether you have that
Absolutely.
strong Chandra, where deep inside you feel you can make it.
Mm.
You know, the other day it was a nice thing. Virat Kohli just got the 2020 Cricketer of the Year.
Mm.
Of the decade. You know,
Yes.
and somebody shared a tweet which he had written 10 years back in
Mm.
2010, where he had said that, happy to play for India. My goal is to make the maximum runs in this decade.
Awesome. He
And he
achieved it.
was the one,
Mm.
and it was like, goosebumps, that, hey, here you are looking at a live example as to how
Mm.
this kid, who was a complete brash kid, everybody thought that, hey, this guy is so angry, he has an attitude issue, whatever it is.
Mm.
But with that ability of mind, he changed it, and he is now the best cricketer. He is the captain of Indian team, and look at the transformation in his body, his
Mm.
attitude, his stability. He's now married, having a kid. Being a family guy.
Mm.
Nobody could have imagined that transformation in 10 years.
Mm.
Now everything is purely the power of mind. Now,
Absolutely.
now, now, having understood that,
Mm.
there is a second part of it that, hey, after you are born, you are still doing karma.
Mm.
Now based on certain good and bad of my past life, I'm born in a certain family that, hey,
Mm.
Karthik, you have done some good karmas. You were born in a Brahmin family. You are born
Mm.
in Somnath. Probably you will get a certain surrounding whereby probably you can learn things.
Mm.
But beyond that is your kriyaman karma, which is a karma you are doing after you are born.
Mm.
And that is what Gita also says, that, hey, Arjun, Arjun was very, very confused, when
Mm.
he saw everybody, whom he knows, all his mentors or his gurus in front of him, and he's supposed to fight them. And he goes to Krishna and he says that, hey, Krishna, help me. What do I do? Krishna says that, hey, this is your Kriyaman karma. You can back out. Yes, you can back out. You can say that I can't fight. Sorry, I resign.
Mm.
Or you take this as your opportunity that, this is a dharma yuddha.
Mm.
This is not a violent thing that I am doing, but I'm standing up for certain things which I feel is right. And
Mm.
that is the difference between a war and dharma yuddha.
True. Mm.
It says it's up to you. What do you want to do? This is your kriyaman karma. You can back out, but based on your certain karmas, you are in this Kurukshetra.
Mm.
So we all, to that level, based on our certain karmas, are in this position of good and bad.
Mm.
Now, beyond that, how do we want to take it up is all our mind, is all our kriyaman karma, which is going to then sort of override the good and bad which we have already done in our next dashas and antardashas. So this is
Absolutely.
where, there is that element of what we say is God's factor.
Mm.
As much as I might think that, hey, I'm the world's best astrologer, or I
Mm.
might have that arrogance of I know everything,
Mm.
God is always laughing there that, hey, you don't know exactly the kriyaman karma or what that guy has done from the time he is born.
Yes. Mm.
Yes, there is a way to look at the prashna, there is a certain element we can do, but there is not that 100% accuracy. Also,
Mm.
what we need to understand is a lot of this Vedic knowledge was lost. you know
Is
you
it?
look at the
Okay.
Nalanda University being burnt.
Mm.
So for example, the Jaimini Sutras or the
Yep.
Parashara that I have learned,
Mm.
my Gurudev used to say that, you guys have learned it in 3 volumes.
Mm.
There were 12 volumes.
Okay.
So
Mm.
9 volumes were burnt. Or that knowledge, I would put it in a positive way, that
Mm.
that knowledge was taken away by God.
Mm.
That, hey, you can't be so powerful, come on guys, you are human beings. At the end of the day, you will misuse this knowledge. you
Mm.
know at the end of the day, Einstein and all those great people, gave you certain thing. What did we make? A nuclear bomb,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So certain time God has its own ways of, saying that, it's like a mother saying that, hey, you like this toy a lot, but this has got sharp edges. Hey,
Mm.
I can't give it to you. so mother is going to take away. I look at it the same way, the
Yes.
relationship between me and my God, that,
Mm.
whatever is gone is probably good for us, that probably we shouldn't be knowing too much of it.
Mm.
And then what's the fun of living, right? It's you can't live a life which is automated, where I know that, hey, morning I'll get this, morning
Mm.
I'll get that, 12 o'clock so and so will ring the bell.
Mm.
There has to be some element of fun. Hence I
Yes.
always tell my clients, my students, that, hey, don't get too much into it. Yes, plan it at a very high level, and as you said, at a strategic level,
Mm.
but then there is a lot of fun to live the day how it comes. So that
Absolutely.
that karma factor, that kriyaman karma factor, you know
Mm.
is a factor which is so important.
Amazing. Amazing.
Like in countries charts, like certain countries, who are so strong,
Mm.
you know and the times when they were strong, they ended up doing karmas, where they had concentration camps, or they sort of started killing people just because they hated somebody.
Mm.
you know now that's a karma. So a country also has to go through that karma. They go
Mm.
through a lump, they go through a fall, they go through a civil war.
Mm.
Then there is sort of new creation, a new leader comes, and
Mm.
then sort of there is a new kriyaman karma to start with.
Got
But
it.
that sort
Mm.
of a scar stays with that country. you know
Mm.
and that's how, some countries can never become democracy,
Mm.
because deep inside that karma has gone so bad that, the every time they try to come out with even the concept of democracy, there's something that goes wrong, and the
Mm.
countries goes wrong. So the karma factor also works for countries, as a
Amazing.
result of
Mm.
which everything goes fair. So that
Mm.
is where I think astrologers go wrong. And
Mm.
yes, astrologers, and I always feel very sort of bad when
Mm.
astrologers can't show their failures.
Mm.
Why do you want to project yourself as God? You are not.
Mm.
Like you are doing something in your field,
Mm.
said you have worked very hard, and then you're trying your best, but then there are certain things you might go wrong with. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Absolutely.
that
Mm.
similarly with a guy, who is a fantastic guy, with financial trading, and he,
Mm.
9 out of the 10 times the stock that he says
Mm.
will go up. But then, he is also not God, and then the many a times the stock he says will go up actually go for a nosedive,
Correct. Mm.
because of that X factor,
Mm.
that, hey, the stocks were fine, but their Brazilian branch actually went through some problem, and they had to close down those operations. And that Brazilian branch used to send them the goods which are not coming. Now,
Mm.
now that's such a phenomena that he just couldn't see. So
Yes.
likewise, what we have as a human eyes, technically we have three eyes. The third eye is our, the eye of meditation, as they say.
Intuition.
The third eye of
Mm.
Shiva, the third eye
Mm.
of intuition, the
Mm.
third eye of ability to see the X factor.
Mm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. For more spiritual people, the more it works. The more you do meditation, the more you do visualization, then, it is just that, how much of you are correct. I feel at the end
Mm.
of the day, that's the whole game, right? You know,
Correct.
good to great sort of a thing.
Mm.
Anybody would be right 50% of the time.
Mm.
Like I always say that, hey, if a chart comes for pregnancy, you
Mm.
know even if you say it's a male child, you might be 50% right, because there
Yeah.
can be genuinely male or a female.
Mm.
Or if you say 5 things about the world tomorrow, with
Mm.
your logic, there will be 2 or 3 which will be right.
Yeah.
you
Mm.
know the only difference between an astrologer is that, and if he's learned, and if he's coming from a nice sort of a tradition, etc., is he will have a logic to the argument.
Correct.
you know
Mm.
that, hey, I'm telling this because of 1 2 3. If you remember our last conversation we had, around the eclipse part, and
Yes.
I told you that, hey, said, this eclipse time, India and China relationship could actually go head to
I
head.
remember. It's on
you know
record. Yes. Mm.
yeah, it could go head to head. And what happened, in Galwan, for the first time we lost soldiers on both sides.
Yes. Mm.
And I did tell you at that point of time that, hey, China will do things in panic, and China will pay for that. In fact, at a global level, it will
Mm.
not be good for China. What happened after that? Uh, India sort of closed down all those apps, and so
Mm.
plus, I heard that in Diwali, China alone had a huge loss of more than 20,000 crores or 10,000 crores, because they
Yeah.
used to do a lot of trading during just in Diwali week.
Mm.
Then you're looking at Quad, where America sent its ship on the Pacific, We have now radars and missiles pushed to Beijing by Australia, Japan, and Vietnam, and so called things. So what happened is generally that eclipse sort of made China a cuckoo. Now here I'm talking about a country,
Yes.
where they thought that, hey, we can punch beyond our weight, and then they came across an enemy, who was also ready to punch above its weight. And then the whole conflict started, and now it's at loggerheads that, hey, both the armies are facing each other. Neither am I backing out, neither are you backing out. That's the eclipse effect, which we had talked about it back then.
Absolutely.
So what I mean to say is, as long as you have logic to the argument, and then you accept your failures at the end of the day. Long back I thought that, hey, Arvind Kejriwal will lose when Bedi was the chief ministerial candidate. I fall flat. Arvind Kejriwal won. This time, everybody thought that, hey, BJP will win Delhi elections. I'm talking about state election.
Yes.
I was the one standing and saying that, hey, come on, BJP is losing it. And BJP lost it. So what I mean to say is that there will always be, as long as that percentage is higher. I always tell everybody, especially my clients and all, that as long as I can give you 8 out of 10 right, I think I'm worth my money. And if you get somebody who is 10 out of 10 right, please let me know. I would like to sort of consult him as well. Because it is impossible. Anybody who is saying that, hey, I can be right 10 on 10, it's his line, because nobody can. There is always that element, how much of research can you do? How much of study could you be? There's always that X factor, God's factor. So you should take that humbleness, you should accept that there is an area where we don't know.
Yes.
There is an area where, probably we need more research. There is an area where, younger astrologers should venture out. Like I keep saying that there is a sutra in Jaimini where the Maharishi says that, hey, if you have Moon and Venus, in the 4000 D16 chart, then you will own elephants.
Okay.
Now this is where the young blood comes. I thought that, hey, who owns elephants in today's time? So what did the rishis mean in those times, when they were writing probably 5,000 years back? They said that anything which is a vehicle, which is a high maintenance thing.
Yes.
So can it be your private yacht? Can it be a Lamborghini? Can it be a private jet? Then I started doing my research, hey, who has private jets? Okay, Mukesh Ambani gifted one to Nita Ben recently. Okay, let me look at Mukesh Ambani's chart. Wow, it works. Hey, Vijay Mallya had a private yacht. Let me see. Hey, oh yes, he has this combination. You see, that is the point of research. So our rishis were very, very clear and they were very specific. But obviously, with the times changing, you have to sort of, what do you say? It's like an old wine in new bottle, or you sort of rectify it based on today's time. So the concept of, let's say, in olden days, it's like what we say is the factor of inflation. Yes. In olden days, if having a 1 lakh rupees was great, in today's time with 1 lakh rupees, you can't survive for 10 days if I travel to Bombay. So in today's time, probably 1 CR or at least 10 CR or 10 crore is minimum you require to even call yourself moderately rich. That also I'm not calling rich. You have to be at a certain level, to be called a rich. Whereas, in 76, when I was born, I remember my uncle, and, he had a salary of 1,500 rupees. And he was like, he was conceived as a very rich guy. Because in those days, 500, 600 rupees, they could sort of take care of the home. And a saving of 1,000 rupees was like, whoa, you are a rich guy.
Correct.
So it's all those dynamic changes. But yes, it is important even for your viewers to understand two factors. That whenever you go to an astrologer, healer, anybody, please ask them the question that you would ask anybody else. Hey, where have you learned it? Most of the times, they get, so attracted by somebody who is wearing a tika or wearing 10 rings on the hand, or trying to act spiritual, wearing orange clothes or whatever it is. That is not a barometer of a good astrologer or a good learned guy.
Mm.
If he doesn't have a guru, if he doesn't have a mentor, then
Mm.
frankly speaking, at this level, he can't function. You know,
Mm.
somebody who says that, hey, I've read 2 books here and there, and now I'm a tarot specialist. Hey, I've
Mm.
learned, I've done one 30-minute online class, and now I'm a healer.
Mm.
Please, go to a guru, learn, you know, as long as that hand of guru is not on your head,
Mm.
what we call it as Guru Kripa, you
Mm.
know, that 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 energy healing, that ability to talk, that ability for you to give right prediction
Mm.
will never come. Your
Absolutely.
clients will never be happy with you. and
Mm.
and this is one thing I want you all to check before you go to somebody, before you spend your money, before
Mm.
you take that credit card out of your wallet.
Mm.
At least find out whether this guy is learned. Where has he learned it from? Do a little bit of background research, even for a peon, or even if we are going to hire a cook, we would sort of do those background check. And a guy, who is going to give you a strategic advice,
Mm.
you have no knowledge about him. Just go for something, do Google search, find out the cheapest astrologer. Oh, how do I do my vastu? Take some tips. No, that is not how you do it.
Mm.
It is a very specialized job, believe me.
Mm.
There's a lot of midnight oil that I and a lot of my colleagues and others have put into it.
Mm.
So what you feel of Karthik Gaur now is lot of hard work, lot of Guru Kripa, lot of sitting
Absolutely.
down, lot of
Mm.
reading, lot of learning, and lot of humbleness, lot of mantras, which ultimately reaches that level where you are in a situation where you feel that, hey, now I'm eligible to
Mm.
probably talk a little.
Mm.
So I think
Amazing.
that's where most of you need to
Mm.
look at, please, do
Mm.
some background check. And anybody who says that, I've learned in my dream and, all those things,
Mm.
you know, swipe left, as they say.
Thank you, Karthik. I think you've given so much clarity to this first question itself, which is that yes, we are born with some karmas, and then what activities we do right now can lead to the new. So there's always that element of, you don't know exactly what that is. So there are many external factors and other elements that can actually determine a prediction. And the more someone is coming from the right lineage and from the light and who has done so much more research and has the kripa of their guru, they would be on a much more closer point to predict the right way, probably 8 out of 10, like you mentioned. And that's why most of the predictions are not accurate, and most people get, they get allured by other things. Which leads me to the next question is, when should one use astrology, numerology, gemology? Like, there are some people who go crazy and they just every few days they just go keep checking. And what would you recommend? Like, what should be, when should somebody come to an astrologer?
See, generally, I'll tell you the way I look at,
Hmm.
I always like to look at situations in life, from both ends. You know,
Okay.
so I feel that Jyotish is a great way of knowing your strengths and weakness.
Okay.
Okay. Generally, you want to know your strengths, and then not brag about it, and understand that,
Hmm.
I'm God gifted. God has been kind to me,
Hmm.
that, if I'm a good speaker, or if I'm a 6 foot height,
Hmm.
but then, you have a knowledge about it, but then cut yourself to size, so to say, to
Hmm.
ensure that, that doesn't go to your head. You
Yes.
know, the second part is you want to work on your weakness.
Okay.
At the same time, understanding the thin line between how much time can you give on that, or there comes a time when you understand that, hey, probably I'm not destined for that.
Hmm.
Let me focus on what I'm good at.
Hmm.
So it's a very fine line, and it all depends on an individual chart.
Okay.
For example, I'll tell you that let's say there is a chart called as Navamsha. In
Okay.
Jyotish, there are 16 divisional charts.
Hmm.
16 divisional charts are associated with 16 facets of a human being.
Okay.
And these are the 16 colors of Shri Krishna.
Hmm.
Hence, they say that, Lord Krishna is the only Purna avatar of Vishnu, no
Hmm.
one else.
Hmm.
Because he is the only one, uh, uh, who lived all the 16 facets of life.
Okay.
Now, what
Hmm.
do you mean by 16 facets of life? Is that, hey, we have an individual within us,
Hmm.
then we are a husband as well. We are somebody's father, then we are a son to somebody,
Hmm.
then we are a friend to somebody, then there is a Sid, which is at his workplace, then there is Sid in his bedroom, then there is Sid who is in his meditation room, you know. So then there are 16 facets of Sid.
Okay. Mm.
But the fact of the matter is, most of us, you know, are mostly into this maximum of 4 divisional charts. You know, we wake up, you know, we are either good or bad in our relationship, you know, more or less our father, kids, and our work. You know, so it's more like our work and money, and in between a bit of relationship quadrant which hovers around us.
Yes. Mm.
You know, so I, as a layman, you know, when I started learning Jyotish, I was very fascinated that, hey, what are the karmas that have brought me? You know, there is something, you know, which is an impounding karma, and the karma which is so strong that I just couldn't say sorry to Brahma and get away with it. You know, I had to take a human birth, I had to be born to complete that karma. So for me, that's very important for me to know.
Okay.
It's more like the why, what Simon Sinek talks about,
Yes. Mm.
or the why which Swami Vivekananda talked about much before. You know, so you need to know the why of your existence. Why am I born? You know, don't tell me what you do. Tell me why you were born. You know, it's more like that. So that's your Atmakaraka, the planet which is gaining the highest degree. And that tells you that, hey, why is Karthik born? Is he born because of probably a promise he made to somebody in his last birth that, hey, I will teach Jyotish, and then he didn't teach Jyotish, he ran after money. So, you know, when the Excel sheet comes to Brahma, Brahma says that, hey, it's all fine, but Karthik, you know, you are supposed to learn Jyotish and teach Jyotish. Why did you not complete that? And I'll give my reasons that, hey, you know, this happened, that happened. You know, Brahma says, no, you have to
Get back.
go, you know, go learn and teach, complete that karma, you know, complete certain other small karmas that you have in your chart, and then come up. So at a very high level, I would be very fascinated to understand what is my root karma. So I can water my roots. You know, it's like when a plant is dying, and we try to spray water every day, you know, and the next day we see the plant is still dying. We still water, you know, the leaves and all. The third day we feel it's almost dead. You know, then somebody tells us that, hey, change the pot. You know, there's something problem, the roots are not growing there. You know, so we change the material, we put in more fodder, put some fertilizer, you know, put some more water into it, and we focus on the roots.
Okay.
And after 3 4 5 days, you know, we see the plant is growing fine, because the problem was in the roots.
Root. Yes.
You know, and that is our panchanga. That is what I keep telling to all my students, that, hey, you are born with those 5 elements. Find out where your root problem is. Otherwise, you know, full life you will keep crying that, hey, my wife doesn't do this to me, hey, my husband is not good, you know, I go to my work, I'm not happy with my work, I'm always, you know, not making money. You know, find out the root where the problem is.
Yes.
You know, so that is a very fascinating thing for me. Now, having known that, you know, I want to do some basic remedies, you know, not remedies where I'm going to sit down for 10 hours and do meditation. I always tell people that, hey, more than 1 hour or 90 minutes, you know, don't spend time in just doing that, because ultimately, you know, somebody like me, for me, karma is everything. You know, I'm more of a karma yogi. I feel that, you know, when I'm
Action.
working, you know, then technically it's worship. By God's grace, you know, if I'm talking to you for 90 minutes and I've blocked 90 minutes for this particular telecast, for me, I am doing my Shiva Puja or a Vishnu Puja for 90 minutes. Why? Because there are probably 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 50,000 people who are going to look at this and be motivated to pick up Jyotish, or at least sort of do a little bit of research and find out how the rishis were brilliant. It is not about Karthik Gaur, it's not about his tradition, but it's about, you know, how fantastic, you know, the one at the back of me, Veda Vyasa, this yantra is Veda Vyasa yantra. You know, how brilliant he was. You know, imagine a rishi, you know, or even let's say put it as a writer, you know, not even a rishi, a writer who has written all our Puranas, you know, who has then, you know, segregated into the 4 Vedas. Understanding which Veda has to be why, the logic to the argument, why it has to be in Sama Veda, what is Atharva Veda, you know, writing everything, segmentizing it, and all in a matter of few years.
Amazing.
So for me, forget about his Rishi. Even if we look at as a normal sort of ability of that person, this gentleman had huge ability.
Mm.
So I would definitely like him to be my mentor. That hey, if I can be your mentor, or if you can, sorry, be my mentor, then even if I can take 5% of what you are good at, I think my journey would be worthwhile.
True.
Yeah. So that is at a very high level. Now once you know the good and bad in your chart, then technically you know that there is a certain ability or certain sort of things which you are lucky with. Like some people are very lucky to make friends, some people are very lucky not to make friends. Some people have a big problem because they are at an age of 40 and they have never been in a relationship.
Okay.
Some people have a problem that they are at an age of 40 and they have had 20 relationships. You see, both are a problem. One is having lack of Venus in his life, the other is having too much of Venus in his life. It's like money as well. People who don't have money is a problem. People who have too much of money don't know what to do. Ultimately end up going into nightclubs, this, that, basically ruining their money, their father's money, reputation, everything. Why? Because they just didn't know how to handle. So looking at the horoscope, I would like to know, hey, what are the things I can handle well? What are the things I can't handle well? Or something, where I have a huge problem. So I would like to work on that problem a little, that, hey, this is coming from some past life problem, that, for example, let's say if somebody has a relationship issues, so either I can be very cruel on my partner saying that, hey, you beat me a lot last birth, that is what my astrologer told me. Or understanding that, hey, that is a karma, let me let go of it. I want to be a fantastic husband to her, and
This life.
I don't want to give that beating back to her. Let me mend myself, let me heal that karma. Let this stop, the buck stops now, so to say.
Yes.
And Jyotish is a wonderful tool. And I commonly joke that, hey, it's your film script. So whatever you are going through are the characters which are written by you. You are the Salim Javed of your own script. So if somebody is coming good, then be happy that that character was written well. If somebody is like a villain in your life, still understand that, hey, that is a character of in your life, and probably that guy is adding a little spice to your life. Just take it, smilingly, just take it in a nice way. Just take it with a pinch of salt, and that's life. You can't expect everything good. Because goodness is not going to teach you. Ultimately, those are your gurus. Those are the people who are going to put you in the position of challenge. Those are the people, who are going to sort of teach you some big life lessons of your life. So if you take that with that spirit rather than becoming venomous, then I think Jyotish is a great tool.
Absolutely.
Because it tells you that, hey, it's all your karma. Why do you want to be venomous? That particular person did this to you because probably it's a past life karma. Now, as a matured soul or as a refined soul, do you want to increase the karma? That, hey, I'm going to look at you. Hey, Sid, you did this to me. I'm going to take you to court. See, I'll put you in the high court. I'm going to have the best of the lawyers. I'm going to ensure that I'm going to wipe you out. Now, that's an extension to the karma. Welcome to your next birth. You're writing the script for your next birth because that karma is not ending.
Yes.
So a smart guy would understand that, hey, at the end of the day, do I want to utilize my energy? God has given me such a beautiful life into all this nonsense. Or I just say that, sorry, I'm very sorry, just get out of it. And then
Makes sense.
at a higher level, understand in your mind that, hey, I probably am not meant for this, man. Do I want to keep fighting for this, or do I want to focus on what God has given me?
Absolutely. So can we say that the first phase is the phase of awareness of like identifying that why, those basic things. The second phase is acceptance of the situation of what the good and the bad. And the third is to create the balance and using these tools to create better balance in our life so that we are more focused on creating the creative side rather than destructive side. Correct. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It's just awareness. It's just like, stop being a crybaby. See, I always feel that, it's like, if the problem or if the solution lies with me, I'm much more happier. you know,
Yeah.
because then the ball is in my court, so to say,
Yes.
right? So now I need to take a decision whether I want to fight or I want to give it up.
Yes.
Now at a very high level, I need to sometimes you need to fight because, as I said, there's a difference between violence and dharma yuddha,
Mm.
so sometimes you have to fight it out for the bigger good, so to say.
Yeah.
you know
Mm.
so like somebody misusing Vedic astrology, like a lot of Western astrologers trying to say that, hey, Vedic astrology was actually made by the Greeks, or was invented in England.
Mm.
Then you definitely come up and need to sort of give your side of argument, or somebody like Devdutt Patnaik saying that, hey, Navagrahas were never there. It's not a phenomenon at all, and until 100 years back nobody knew about Navagrahas.
Mm.
Then you need to give back to those guys saying that, hey, that is a very sort of a naive way of putting at it, because when Ramayana was written, which was definitely more than 100 years back, Valmiki has given the exact combination on which Sri Ram was born,
Mm.
where Jupiter was in Karka Rashi, Chandra was in Karka Rashi, Shani was in Tula Rashi, Surya was in Mesha Rashi, Mangal was in the 7th house in Marana Karaka. He was born on a certain Tithi, on a Navami. He has given that exact sort of a thing. And you are saying that, hey, there was no Navagrahas, or there was no Jyotish before 100 years. So that fight is more like Dharma Yuddha, where you're not fighting for yourself. You're fighting for, the overall sort of it.
Mm. Makes
or
sense.
or or somebody else in the West trying to patent ghee as clarified butter,
Mm.
that, hey, this is very good for weight loss. Hey, our Ayurveda has been saying that for centuries.
Mm.
It is just this last 50 years where people thought that, hey, eating ghee actually increases your weight.
Mm.
Whereas if you look at Ayurveda, if you look at Patanjali Yoga Sutras, they have all been saying that ghee is the best way for your metabolism.
Mm.
That Swaha Shakti. Why do we use ghee in a Havan? And whenever we say Swaha, we pour the ghee. It was to increase that Agni. So everything is that. So when, let's say, Modi fought with them and say, hey, you can't patent that. You can't patent yoga. Yoga is our strength. It is
Yes.
part of our culture.
Mm.
It has got no religion to it. Hence a lot of time people don't know the difference between religion and culture.
Mm. Yes.
Hinduism is more of a culture, not a religion. It's a way of life.
Yes.
In olden days, everybody did this Surya asana related to Surya, etc. You know, so it's not something which is patented by the Indians, so to say. Everybody did it, and hence
Yes.
everybody was very flexible. Everybody was very fit and fine.
Mm.
you know so and then you look at your weakness, you look at your positives, your negatives, and then as I told you, I'm going to share you a small link, probably you can share with your
Yeah, sure.
viewers,
Yeah.
in terms of the transit of Surya in a day.
Mm.
So based
How
on your
to plan? How to plan one's day? You're saying?
plan one's day.
Okay.
Now see, your horoscope will be different to mine, as a result of which you can be a very day strong person. There are a lot of people who would say that, hey, Karthik, give me a slot, but give me a night slot. I can't wake up early. Frankly speaking, Karthik, I wake up at 2 o'clock.
Mm.
Whereas somebody else will say that, hey, Karthik, do whatever, don't give me a slot after 7 p.m. I sleep by 8,
Mm.
but I wake up by 5 o'clock.
Okay.
know?
Mm.
So what we say as a person has got this left side of brain and right side of brain.
Yeah.
Some people can be morning strong person, some people are night strong person.
Mm.
Not that either one is good. It is nice to be morning strong, but there are a lot of people who do fantastic work at night. The call centers work at night. So do we mean to say that people working in the call centers are not good at all? No, they are doing fantastic work, but just that based on their horoscope, because moon is the impounding karma, they are getting work which is more of a night shift.
Yes. Mm.
you know so what you do is, based on your horoscope and based on the sun's transit through the day, you need to find out houses where you there are great combinations happening, and that 2 hours or 4 hours in that day would be your time for doing strategic work.
Mm.
Let's say you want to call a client who never picks up your call, or you have a client whom you feel is you're about to lose, he might not renew, or whatever it is. you know you use those specific times to do your strategic work.
Awesome.
Some important presentation that you want to make, because you're going to do a very important webinar. you know So probably time, take that 4 hours, and in 2, 3, 4 days, whatever time you want, complete your presentation during those strategic points, because that is the best time when your creative mind is functional.
Yes.
A lot of time we hear people saying that, hey, I get the most creative ideas in my restroom, you know, during the morning time, because I feel nobody is sort
Relaxed.
of disturbing me. I'm more relaxed. Hence, I 20 minutes extra. I just sit, I check my emails and all those things. Why? Because they find that that is an area, or that is the time when nobody is disturbing them. So the time which is giving you the Raj Yogas, and then if sun is transiting through the daytime during those periods, those could be the times which can activate your good work.
Awesome. Okay.
So those are the normal things, and then leave it up. Then you live the day by the normal things, but you are aware about your dashas and antardashas. For example, I'll tell you, most of you are from India, so you would be able to understand that in Jyotish there is something called as Mahadasha, something called as Antardasha. Mahadasha is your major period. Antardasha is the internal planetary position which is happening. So Antardashas are the people who are going to enter your life. Mahadasha is how you are to them.
Okay.
So certain times what happens, if you look at your lifetime, Sid, there will be certain periods of time or a certain year, where you will see that, hey, during this period I met a lot of good people. Hey, I met you, I met your guru, and then I went to Kashi Vishwanath, and this guy gave me this rarest of Shaligram, and this guy gave me this. It is like, all the good people are entering in that particular Antardasha.
Okay.
Sometimes we are constantly cheated in a certain Antardasha. Hey, I opened up a business, where I took huge losses. I got married, and then my wife was a gold digger, and, then she put in a case to me and she sued me for 20 million. Oh my goodness, Karthik, this year was hell. Then you are going through an Antardasha, which is a very, very malefic Antardasha, as a result of which people who are entering your life are coming with an agenda. And that agenda generally is not a good agenda. It's not a win-win situation, so to say.
Okay.
Everybody has an agenda, frankly speaking. There is no lunch free, right? But as long as it's win-win, I think it's a fair sort of a thing to do.
Yes.
So those are the things I would take care that, hey, this Antardasha, how are the people coming to me? If the people are coming good, or that Antardasha is good, then I would trust people more often than not. If the Antardasha is not good, and then if I don't know that person, then I would say that, hey, okay, I'm ready to do a webinar with you, but hey, I need an email saying 1, 2, 3, or can we sign something which says
Contract.
1, 2, 3? It's more or less like that. So I always tell my clients also that, hey, check out your Antardashas, because those are the people who are entering your life. As long as you know how to sort of have a firewall around you, you're fine with that. And your firewall around you is your remedies. So if I'm wearing this particular ring, or if I'm wearing a particular color of watch, then there is a reason why I would choose that.
Okay.
Now, is that asking too much? I don't think so. I wouldn't mind. As long as there is a logic to the argument. I always tell that we are living in today's time where people are very rational. People don't want those Baba type of people. People don't want preachers that, hey, I am somebody who is God. You go do this. You go do that. No. Give me a logic to the argument, and then you don't even need to tell me what to do. I'll do that not 1 time, but 10 times.
Absolutely.
It's like going to a gym trainer, and suddenly gym trainer just say, okay, go there, run for half an hour. Okay, do this. And then you would feel, what sort of a gym trainer is he? Like, he didn't even sit down with me. He didn't tell me that, hey, Karthik, you have a problem with your muscle mass, or you have a problem because your fats are high. What we need is, we need to do more of cardio so we can do a fat burn. Your muscles are pretty good. And hence, Karthik, can you start with this machine and, probably run for 10 minutes? Now he has given me a logic to an argument. I'll end up running for 20 minutes, not 10 minutes.
Yes. Makes so much sense. Yeah.
So I'm very clear when I'm talking to somebody, even, all the testimonials and whatever you see, most of the people who like my sort of way of working is because I like to talk to them from where I was. Somebody who didn't believe into astrology, somebody who was who had 1,000 questions that, hey, how does this work? Is it all about cheating? All about this, all about that, all the extremities of Jyotish.
Mm.
And then I learned from a very, very logical guru, very logical tradition, who told me that, hey, it's okay. We are okay to be criticized. Tell me what problem you have. Let me try to give you a logic to the argument. If I can't convince you, it's fine. But if I can convince you, at least put a good word for Jyotish, not for me. Because I
Yes.
give you a very logical sort of an understanding why the rishis felt that there is something which happens to within the planets, or when an eclipse turns, there are certain good and bad that happens.
Mm.
Now that good and bad can be different based on different people.
Mm.
Like so many of my clients have had a fantastic 2020.
Mm.
And we were discussing how good me and you have had
Mm.
2020. So is it fair to say that, hey, COVID has been a disaster for all? Now that's a very blanket statement. You can't say that, like a one size fits all.
Mm.
Similarly with Jyotish, this is exactly what Western astrology tries to do, one size
Mm.
fits all.
Mm.
That, hey, you are born between this and this, forget about year, forget about where you are born, forget about when you are born. Are you born between this date and this date? Okay, today you will have a good day, tomorrow you will have a bad day, day after tomorrow will be an average day, the fourth day we will decide what to take.
Mm.
Now that is not how Jyotish works. The moment you speak to a Vedic astrologer, he says that, and then you ask him that, hey, how is 2020?
Mm.
And I would say, for whom? For you, for me, for Narendra Modi, for Donald Trump.
Mm.
Same 2020 has been great for Narendra Modi in terms of winning elections.
Mm.
The same 2020 has been bad for Donald Trump in terms of losing election.
Mm.
You know, so that generic question is something, which we all should try to avoid, because at a very generic statement, obviously there are certain things
Mm.
which happens, then there is an impact to a large extent,
Yes.
but that impact might differ from one to another.
Mm.
For people like me and you who are already into consultancy,
Mm.
who are already doing a lot of work from home, who
Mm.
are already doing so much on the web, or through online. For us, it was just like a minor tweaking in our profession.
Mm.
But for people who are 100%
Offline.
into
Mm.
man to man, like
Mm.
their complete business was based on, hey, if I can't meet you, I can't do business with you. For them, the impact was like huge.
Yes.
you
Mm.
know so what I mean to say that 2020 has been a great blessing for many people.
Mm.
Why? Because everybody has understood that, hey, I always should have had a plan B. I always should
Mm.
have had planned well. I should have had a contingency plan. you know so COVID
True.
has taught us, that, hey, how important is plan B? How
Mm.
important is that passive income? How important is it to sort of develop a skill, or probably develop a parallel income, which you can harness over a period of few years,
Mm.
and then probably by 2025 it can be a revenue generator for you.
Absolutely.
So sometimes you take
Mm.
short goals, sometimes you take long goals.
Mm.
For example, when I started my YouTube channel recently,
Mm.
my goal plan was that, hey, this is a long term plan for me for 5 years.
Mm.
My only approach for my YouTube channel was that, hey, I want to give,
Mm.
you know, and I want to keep giving for free.
Mm.
You know, if that motivates you, it's fair, you know, I would be very happy. But
Mm.
either ways, it's not going to damage you, because the knowledge given to you is very good.
True.
you know
Mm.
but the plan of monetizing or anything else is not based on 2020 or 2021.
Mm.
I know that the right dasha is coming after a few years,
Yes.
so
Mm.
I'm ready to play the waiting game. So in
Mm.
life, it is very important, and that's where Jyotish comes in.
Mm.
Sometimes you have to play the waiting game. Like I used to be a project manager, and this part of the world, said, people are
Mm.
very, very restless.
Mm.
They want everything yesterday. you
Mm.
know but we plan in a very bad way, and we
Mm.
start everything day before tomorrow. you know
Mm.
so and I used to always say, to all my clients, I wouldn't like to name them, big
Mm.
clients, and
Mm.
I always tell them that, hey, there is a process. If a pregnancy takes 9 months, it takes 9 months.
Yeah.
you know you
Mm.
can't say that, hey, I'm Mukesh Ambani, or I'm sort of, somebody who is very rich and great, that, hey, take some more money and I want the child in the third month, that, hey, the child won't survive. So where is the planning? So planning is the king. One thing I've heard in 2020, whenever people ask me, Karthik, what's the biggest takeaway for you in 2020? I say that, the Jyotish concept has been resurrected very well, because Jyotish is all about planning.
Yes.
You do your planning, and then there are certain planning, when you have to play the waiting game. Like I started Jyotish way back, and I wanted to start doing it full time by 2003.
Okay.
But my Gurudev told me, no, Karthik, you are not doing it full time before 2012.
Okay. So you had to wait.
From
9 years.
that time to 2012, I was doing my work with HP. I was doing my projects everywhere, and I was doing 10 hours of Jyotish also. So constantly I was doing my work. But what I mean to say is, certain times people don't understand the power of planning. If there are certain things which have to be planned in a certain way, if a project has to be launched at a certain time, imagine the top of the range Lamborghini being launched in April of 2020. When the whole world was insecure, the whole world was not knowing what to do, and somebody says that, hey, I'm launching my luxury apartments which are worth 20 million. you know Everybody's going to say that, hey, you couldn't have been a bigger fool. Why did you launch it now?
Yes.
So even if sometimes you have the best product, you have the best product line, the best thing to sell, the right sort of a targeting, you need the right time to position it.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason films release on Friday. That, hey, it's not that, it's a very logical way that, hey, Saturday, Sunday usually is the weekend.
Yeah.
So people start generally going to Friday night shows because Saturday is off. And in the Islamic world, Friday is also an holiday.
Yes.
So, hey, you get 3 straight days of run, whether you are releasing it in Dubai or Manhattan or in London or in India. And that 3 days is going to be what we call it as your money spinner. Because by the 4th day, the social media will actually come to know how good or bad it is. So that advanced booking concept is very good. So what I mean to say that in every space of life, we need planning. And that's where Jyotish helps you. That you plan at a certain level, but you don't plan it at a micro level. Hey, Karthik, I woke up. What time do you think should I have my shower? Hey, wake up and have your shower, man.
Yeah.
You don't need to wait till evening to have your shower. It is a good time. That is basic civic sense. You wake up, do a little bit of meditation. If you do before your shower, whatever you are supposed to do in your parampara, then have your showers, do your morning rituals, whatever you're supposed to do, and get to work.
Yes.
So what I mean to say is certain things I always tell even my retainer clients that, hey, I'm not going to help you at micro level. That, hey, my kid is not happy with me today. What do? I speak to him. Go out for a lunch. Sort out minor things. So certain areas you have to do your basics right. And then at a strategic level, you need Jyotish. That, hey, I want to invest in a property, Karthik. What do you feel? Is this a good time for me to do? Okay, should I buy something which is a villa, or shall I buy something which is a high-rise apartment? Then I will look that, hey, does he have Mars? Mars is associated with land. So if that is the planet which is associated in the D4, then I'll tell him that, hey, stay in a villa. Whereas Ketu is a built a property. It rules the Ishana Kona, the upward direction. So if there is Ketu in the 4th house, I would say that, hey, why don't you stay in a high-rise building, with a nice view? That will be good for you. And if you want to invest in a property, don't buy a villa, but buy something which is a high-rise building. Now, that's a very strategic advice.
Yes.
Where a person is going to invest, let's say 1 million, 2 million, whatever it is, and hence that spending should be right. Hey, I'm opening a new company. How do I name my company? That's a strategic advice. Yes. Based on the person's chart, we can pick up certain aksharas, which can be very good for him. What time do I do it? What are the logos I can use it? What are the certain colors I can use? Those are all very strategic advice. What sort of vastu do I use? But very frivolous things that, hey, I had a fight with so and so. What do I do? Speak him. So do your basics first, and then if it doesn't still get solved, then it becomes certain, which is called as a strategic advice, provided that relationship is at a very strategic level.
Got it.
So I always tell people that, hey, use it for basic planning. It's like a financial planner. How is a financial planner different from an astrologer? you know he is going to ask you certain questions that, hey Sid, what is your age? you know hey Sid, what is your financial goal? You will say, by the age of 65, I think that I should get an income of 2 lakh per month, so I can stay well. you know so he's going to say, okay, what are your dependents, Sid? What is XYZ? And based on that, they will sort of enter and put that data into their own sort of a system. And it will come that, oh, based on what you want, you have to do a saving of 40,000 or 50,000 per month. you know it's almost like a Vedic thing that, hey, you want a good thing, then you need to do these three things. And based on this, on 2022 after May, your yogas for properties are very good, because Saturn is coming in trines and blah blah blah. I'll give you those logic, and then it works. So what people feel it works is see, planets sort of, they activate you certain times. Suddenly there's so many things, even I'm sure the viewers would agree. A lot of times in life, we certain time take decision, which we have never taken for 20 years, but in 2 months time we have done that.
Yes.
Like I was never thinking about property or buying property, especially in my part of the world. And suddenly something happened, like in 2 months, I got this thing that, hey, I think I should now do. Dubai is doing very well. Now they've opened up, to the Israelis. Now they are thinking in a different pattern. They are really thinking global. So that sort of motivated me so much. Then in 2 months, I did things, which I didn't do for 20 years in Dubai.
Awesome.
And then I looked at the dashas. Oh my goodness, I didn't see that. Jupiter is in transit in the 4th house of my D4. So that sort of gave me so much of push that planet suddenly comes and says that, hey, do this thing. So many people who say that, hey, I'll not get married, I never get married, and I had given them challenge that, hey, when your Venus Dasha starts, or when Rahu Dasha starts, you will get married. Why? Because Rahu is in the 12th house and it's a Nishta Graha, which means that it will force you to get married. The moment Rahu Dasha starts, they say that, hey, Karthik, actually I've started liking a girl, but I'm not sure. And after 2 weeks, he's asking me that, hey, which ring should I give? Shall I be this color, that color? Hey, what happened suddenly? See that planet playing the role. And suddenly your mind is completely eclipsed by that graha. Hence, I always say that we feel that the planets are our help or our friends, but technically they are there to eclipse you. Now, the only way that we can save ourselves is we hope that that eclipse is for our good, and it doesn't come with a ton of karma. And as long as we have got good intentions to do, good things to do, and then our kriyaman karma, as we say, our day-to-day things in our gratitude journal, or everything, that the notes that we take for ourselves, if we can do 1 or 2 good things, at least if we spoke well with our driver, or if we spoke well with our watchman, I feel those are the small karmas which we should do day in and day out.
Correct.
Because a lot of times we feel that is not a great karma, but from their perspective, it's a great karma, because nobody talks to them properly. Most of the time, they are being looked down upon. So the moment you talk to them nicely, ask them, where your kids are, what are they doing, when are your kids getting married, tell me when your daughter is getting married, I want to help you, blah blah blah. They feel so happy. Now what's your contribution, or what is the effort that you have done? Nothing. But that's a great karma for you. So and those all add up, and ultimately they help you. So sometimes when people say that, hey, in my toughest of the time, Karthik, I don't know how I passed that time, probably another guy would have done suicide, another guy would have jumped off the cliff, I don't know, Karthik, what would have happened, but I went through that phase very smoothly. These are the karmas which help us,
Mm.
you know, as they say, the blessings of our father, mother, friends around, students,
Yeah.
from the smallest of the people, you
So
know,
all that has an impact. Yeah.
all
Good
this has an
wishes.
impact.
Mm.
Imagine the videos that you do. I always keep telling you that, I always peep into your videos constantly that, hey,
Mm.
what is Sid talking new now about? He will always have this structure and then
Mm.
breaking it into three parts, five parts, which is so logical, and that's how my mind gets attracted to you. And at
Mm.
the end of the day, it's all that Chandra communication. you
Mm.
know you talk sense as per me, you
Mm.
know now you might not talk sense, compared to some other's mind. He might not think that, hey, Sid is not
Mm.
good or
Mm.
Karthik is not good.
Mm.
But a lot of other people who are in your tribe would feel that, hey, I connect to Sid's mind. I feel Karthik is logical. What
Mm.
he says sort of gives a little bit of spark
Mm.
in my tube light. And that is the important thing. I think those are the
Nice.
strategic ways how you can use it. But I would
Mm.
highly discourage people to sort of use it to micromanage yourself,
Mm.
to sort of get too much into what I call it as internet jyotish.
Mm.
And that's the worst thing to do. Believe me, that
Makes
is a
sense.
lot of crap.
Mm.
Unfortunately, Google has got no way to authenticate things. you know
Yes. Mm.
Everybody is a writer. Everybody has a ghost writer.
Mm.
They trend the right hashtags. They know how to write the right columns
Mm.
from the social media perspective,
Mm.
but they don't know the right knowledge. Now that's a huge difference between the two.
Mm.
You can
Makes
always
sense.
write a good column
Mm.
based on the certain keywords, key characters, and probably people might trend it.
Mm.
And there might be another guy who has actually given the right knowledge,
Mm.
and that guy's column is being read by 10 people,
Yes. Mm.
because he didn't have the skills to probably write it the way
Mm.
Google accepts it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Makes a
So,
lot of sense. Yeah.
so I
Amazing,
always
Karthik. Yeah.
request people that, please don't be internet jyotish. Please don't
Mm.
read a bit of this here and there. And a lot
Mm.
of people, like what you are talking about, astrology doesn't work. A lot of people will take a certain thing. Hey, my moon is debilitated.
Mm.
Yesterday, when I was talking about the same guy who I met at
Mm.
the friend's party. My moon is debilitated, but I'm doing very well, Karthik.
Mm.
Generally they say when moon is debilitated, people don't do well. I
Mm.
asked him, do you know a little bit of Jyotish? He says,
Mm.
yes. Do you know where is moon in your Navamsha?
Mm.
He says, in Navamsha, my moon is in Taurus. I said, do you know that there is a shloka which says that Tasmin Ucha Nicheva
Mm.
Shrimanta, which means that if a planet is in debility or in exaltation,
Mm.
planet gives you money.
Mm.
You have your moon in debility in Rashi, but you have in exaltation in your Navamsha,
Mm.
which means that you have great Raj Yoga.
Mm.
So there was a great paradigm shift. He said that, hey, I never had this knowledge. Where do you get this knowledge? I
Mm.
said, you get this knowledge at the feet of your guru.
Mm.
Everything cannot be on internet. It's like,
Absolutely.
you can read Gita, you can download Gita, you can have 1,000 PDFs to download it, but ultimately you will make a mess of it unless and until you don't hear it and listen it through a structure.
And
You
you
need
get the
a,
clarification. Yes.
yeah, you
Mm.
don't need a guru to read it. You
Mm.
need a guru to understand it.
Understand it. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
90% of us make a mockery of understanding it.
Mm. True.
Why? Because we just couldn't understand the wavelength or the level at which Sri Krishna was radiating at.
Mm.
you know you need a
Absolutely.
Prabhupada, you need
Mm.
a yogi at that level, you
Mm.
need a Thakur Ramakrishna, you need a
Mm.
Swami Vivekananda to
Mm.
tell us that, hey, come on, do you think Sri Krishna will tell it like this?
Mm.
No, he actually meant it like this.
Mm.
That's when you understand, oh my goodness, with my stupid mind I could never understand that. That's where the
Makes
importance
sense.
of mentor, that's where the importance of guru. In today's
Mm.
time, guru might be a little big word to say, but I
Mm.
always like to say that, hey, mentor is so important in your life. And believe
Absolutely.
me, internet
Mm.
is not your mentor.
Mm.
You know, so I'll
Yes.
say that.
Amazing, Karthik. I think it's been a great interview so far. Another 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring it to the really main topic, which is 2021. So question is, what can we expect in 2021? Though you mentioned that the situation will be different for different people, but overall, from a global perspective, What do you think is coming in 2021? What do the recent transits indicate? I know there was a recent transit that happened last week. I think
Saturn and
Jupiter, Saturn. So where is that heading, and what kind of industries you see progressing, or like any overall pointers you can give? Yeah.
Yeah. So generally, when we look at the world stage, we always look at New Year from a Vedic perspective,
Hmm.
right? And Vedic New Year, if you remember, is on Chaitra Shukla Pratipada. Last time
Okay.
when we, I think,
Hmm.
discussed,
Hmm.
we did talk a little bit about it,
Hmm.
but it's going to be a 50-50 year. You know,
Hmm.
now I'm not trying to play safe, but
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say is this Chaitra Shukla Pradipada chart is
Hmm.
almost there till mid of the next year, which is
Okay. Hmm.
approximately April, May 2021.
Hmm.
You know, so it is showing that, you know, till the mid of next year,
Hmm.
we are all going to struggle vis-a-vis travel,
Hmm.
COVID,
Hmm.
the vaccines, and with the new variant
Hmm.
coming from UK,
Okay.
and previously we were asking whether you are COVID positive or negative.
Hmm.
Now, after being COVID positive, people are asking, whether you're the China variant or the British variant. You
Hmm.
know, so it's again like, as we say, God has the last laugh. That,
Hmm.
hey, you guys feel, you can bring the vaccine. Okay, I'll take it to the next level.
Hmm.
Now you need to release the patch.
Hmm.
And you are not even ready with the vaccine.
Hmm.
You know, and all the vaccines have their own datas. Though if you remember, I had given you a specific date
Yeah.
uh,
The
during May
last
last
interview
year
you had mentioned. Yeah.
when I said that there will be a vaccine which will be invented during that part, and
Hmm.
it was invented, you
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
So, and exactly during that period,
Hmm.
So to that level, I would say that, and I'd given you a logic to the argument also.
Yes. Yes.
So
In fact, we
people
had
don't.
recorded that. I think much before, I don't know, in August or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you had
yeah.
mentioned. Yes, I
We
remember
had
that.
recorded it much
Hmm.
before, and I'd given you a logic to the argument why I
Hmm.
feel there was a Brahma Yoga happening, blah blah
Hmm.
blah, and
Hmm.
again it was the concept of Saturn and Jupiter. You know,
Okay.
so
Hmm.
now what has happened is again Saturn and Jupiter has come up,
Hmm.
but the things are a little different. Okay,
Okay.
so it is showing that, especially if I might say between Feb to April
Hmm.
2021, from a world perspective, we can say that there it will be a tense period, you know,
Okay. Hmm.
and it is showing some territorial dispute.
Hmm.
Okay, with
Okay.
Mars entering Taurus as well, with Rahu already being there.
Hmm.
So generally, that is going to be an area where there will be some disputes, be it with Vietnam, but since it is Capricorn, see, Capricorn is a very very cold sign, and
Hmm.
that is the lagna of China as well.
Hmm.
So I would rather stick my neck out and say that China is going to be the center to it.
Okay.
You
Hmm.
know, so that territorial dispute definitely is something, and the world will be tense during those period.
Okay.
Also,
Hmm.
if you see the moment Rahu has entered Taurus,
Hmm.
which is around a few months back,
Hmm.
the whole world scenario related to territory has changed.
Hmm.
For somebody who is in Middle East and Dubai, in
Hmm.
such a beautiful country, I never in my living life thought that we would ever be friends with Israel.
Hmm.
So that Arab Israel unity, or walking into Dubai Mall or
Hmm.
Mall of Emirates and seeing so many Israelis around there, and being welcomed, I have to really pinch myself that, hey, this Rahu has brought in that element of Taurus,
Hmm.
where there is more of strategic thinking, that,
Hmm.
hey, we cannot be fighting for a smaller cause. I have a bigger problem to handle.
Hmm.
That, hey, I have a bigger problem for the Middle East region, that I have to
Hmm.
handle Iran, and I feel that Israel is my best bet to handle Iran. So,
Hmm.
hey, though we have some conflicts, but for the bigger gain, I will use my thinking hat, I'll use my logical hat, and I
Hmm.
feel that you being my friend makes more logic to me and gives me more comfort level getting into the next year.
Hmm.
And what a fantastic thought process. And I really like look up to the leaders in this region,
Amazing.
that
Hmm.
that at the end of the day, when it comes to a leader, he has to think very strategic.
Hmm.
He has to think for the country.
Yeah.
He can't look at a very very, bottom level because he has a top view. And that's the difference between a leader and somebody who's a manager, right? Because he is having a view which not many people have, knows what his security agencies are saying. So this is something which is a very, very fantastic way that, and it will shock you even more that as it goes, now Bahrain has also accepted Israel, that there are close things that probably Saudi might do it, a lot of Oman and other people have done it. So that's a new thing which is happening, but there will be a little repercussion in terms of that period of Feb to April, which I talked about. Okay.
Okay.
Now, generally talking, I feel it's again going to be a year of invention,
Okay.
you know, and the inventions would keep on till about May, you know. So be it the pharma companies, if you look at the stock sort of a thing, the pharma companies would do exceedingly well. If you look at the investments, I think properties will still do very well, especially in countries which are either too hot or too cold. You
Okay.
know, those are the two extremities. In both, the properties are going to do exceedingly well.
Okay.
You know, the petrol prices will stabilize, and so will the gold prices. So the gold prices, which were just going off the roof, are going to stabilize now.
Okay.
So those are the few things at a very high level it is going to come. If you are a bull or a bear, I feel the guys, who are bears are going to do very well. So I have given a very, very big hint, in terms of guys, who are going to do well. At a very, very strategic level, I feel the food industry or generally the F&B industry is an industry to look after.
Okay.
What I mean to say is I see the food production is something that we'll have to really take care of 2021, and we might see actually huge losses there.
Okay.
So when it comes to uh, uh, from a world scenario, I'm saying, when it
Yes.
comes to the
Global.
production of food, production at that level, that is something, or famine or rains, etc. We might see that that particular area is something which we need to take care.
Got it.
But at a positive level, what is going to happen is more and more countries are going to sort of change their concept of thinking. For example, I don't know whether even UAE and Qatar have had huge issues, or
Okay.
Middle East, and Qatar are not on talking terms. But now, just a couple of days back, I heard that Saudi, after years, has invited Qatar into one of the strategic meets that they are going to have. So that's a new thing which has happened approximately after 2 years. Where there was no flights flying there was no fly zone. So what I'm saying is, as much as people might feel that Rahu is a bad planet, or generally people are given that fear that, hey, Rahu Ketu are bad and Kala Sarpa and this whole thing, this same Rahu is telling people, telling countries that, hey, don't think small, think strategic, think what is good for you.
Makes sense.
I heard a nice line yesterday that it takes as much of effort to think big as much as to think small.
Small. Yes.
So if it's going to take the same effort, why can't you think more strategic? Why can't you think big? And to that level, Rahu in Taurus is giving you an excellent sort of a thought process. Why? Because it is in Ayush exaltation.
And what do you have to say about people in our industry, like the consultants, the trainer? A lot of people in my audience are in the knowledge space. So any tips for us?
Yeah. So people who are into knowledge space, it's going to be a fantastic year. The only variant which is there for them is that, you can't stop learning, and you need to start meditation. Why? Because Ketu is in Scorpio.
Okay.
When Ketu is in Scorpio, it is ready to give you pearls of wisdom.
Okay.
It's a very, very, about 12 years back, I started the biggest secret knowledge of my life, which is called as Jaimini Sutras. Ketu was in Scorpio
During this similar phase.
during this similar transit 12 years back.
So you're saying if we as knowledge givers are more in attune with, like doing our own meditation or practices, we can receive knowledge which can be really impactful. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Absolutely. See,
Mm.
it's like reading the book the second time,
Okay.
you
Mm.
know. And there's a nice saying that knowledge is always between the lines,
Mm.
you know. And when that Ketu gets activated, you start understanding what is between the lines,
Yes. Mm.
you know. And the same book that you learned probably or you read a year back or 2 years back makes
Mm.
much more sense, or the takeaways are much more higher now,
Mm.
because for some reason your mind is much more activated, your third eye is sort of able to see much clearer. That
Mm.
clarity of thought, clarity of vision, there are two clarities which are very important.
Yes. Mm.
Clarity of thought, which is given by Chandra,
Mm.
because your moon is the activator of your mind.
Mm.
Clarity of thought is when Surya is in your Digbala, in your Lagna,
Mm.
sorry, at the Karaka of Lagna.
Okay.
You know,
Mm.
so those two, hence the sun and the moon give you Raj Yogas. They
Mm.
say the father gives you Raj Yoga by donating the sperms. You know, so
Mm.
to say, he is your biological father, and hence,
Mm.
you know, the Pitri Rin is only given back when we also have a child.
Mm.
They say when you have a child, you know, it is as good as your eighth house has become lighter.
Mm.
Why? Because we have ensured that our lineage is going to go ahead,
Yes.
and all our
Mm.
pitris who are up there, they are
Mm.
blessing us. So
Mm.
whenever we have a child to that level, you know, it's like a great karma which has given back to us,
Mm.
you know, in a positive way.
Makes
And
sense.
then, you know, at a spiritual level, at a karma level, you know, when we are able to think differently, it's almost like what Shiv Khera says, that, you
Mm.
know, don't do different things, do things differently, right?
Yes. Mm.
So your eighth house at that Ketu is saying that, hey, don't talk that same things which 50 people say, you
Mm.
know. At a higher level, you have the same things to say.
Mm.
Can you say it differently? Can you present it differently?
Mm.
It's like a
Uniqueness.
film script, right?
Yeah.
How
Mm.
many stories can you have? You can have a revenge story, you can have a love story, you can have comedy, you know. But even within this three, four, five genres, you know, how many films are made? Millions and millions.
Correct. Mm.
And yet from a one genre to another genre, we like two comedy films, you
Mm.
know, both are comedy, but within the comedy the treatment is different.
Different.
One is a
And
dark
there's
comedy, one.
different degrees of success also within that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so it's same for our profession as well.
Mm.
That, hey, the knowledge at a very high level is same. When you talk about time management, you know, a Brian Tracy will say in a similar way, or Jack Canfield will say,
Mm.
Shiva Khera will say, and then there is Sid. You know,
Mm.
so Sid will think back and say that, hey, these guys have said all these standard things. Can I tell that differently?
Mm.
And that's the beauty why people will get connect to you, that,
Mm.
hey, these guys have said that, but you know, it's almost a repeat of knowledge. Can I find somebody who's going to refurbish that knowledge in a very logical way, very, very today's time, you know,
Mm.
knowledge which is applicable? Don't give me just gyan, give me takeaways, tell me, you know, what am I going to do with this knowledge?
Yes.
And that is
Mm.
our biggest problem with our educational system. 99.99% of our knowledge is of no use. You
Mm.
know, how many of those trigonometric or sine square plus cos square theta equals to
Yeah.
1?
I never
How
use
many times do
calculus.
we use?
Yes.
You know, and in
Mm.
olden days, that was the good thing of the
Mm.
Gurukul system.
Yeah.
They taught knowledge which is applicable.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
that, hey, you are going to have Nyaya Shastra. Okay, I'll teach you Nyaya Shastra. Hey,
Mm.
you are good with your weapons. You know, I'm going to teach you how to use weapons. Hey, you are a very, very nice thinking guy. You know, you are a
Mm.
sales guy. I'm going to teach you how to do marketing. I'm going to teach you accounting. I'm going to teach you how you can become the great accountant. Hey, you are very
Mm.
good with these planets and all. Okay, I'm going to teach you Jyotish. I'm
Mm.
going to teach you Karma Kanda. So, what that bifurcation, what people don't understand, what was there in the olden days, was not based as in a wrong way, or not
Mm.
trying to say that you are a Shudra.
Mm.
Saying that you are a Shudra means that, hey, you have an ability to do a lot of hard work.
Mm.
You know, now, if somebody is going to tell me that, hey, Karthik, you know, work in 50 degrees and, you know, probably build this building,
Mm.
frankly speaking, I don't have that ability to do.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, but somebody else who can do that, and if you're going to tell him that, hey, sit in Karthik's chair and you have got 6 consultations to do with top guys around the world, you will say, no, I'm happy doing that because that 50 degrees is very much up my alley. I can do it very well. Whereas I can't sit in 22 degrees in this AC and do a nice sort of a conversation and consult people. So it was more at a strategic level again, depending on the gunas, depending on your navamsha, that hey, you are inbuilt with this quality. Why can't you harness your talent based on your ability?
Absolutely.
You know, and that's the beauty about it. So 2020 for me was a great learning, and if you learnt it well, if you are a good student, 2021 would be an upgradation to that. So till approximately May, I do feel this COVID issue will be there. you
Okay.
know and then post that, we will be probably to uh, fly the normal way and all those things. There will be
Amazing.
ups and downs, no doubt, but I would say that among one of the key periods would be September 15 to November 20. you
Next
know
year.
so yeah, so one period I told you between this
Okay.
Feb and April, about the territorial dispute. Another sort of challenging phase is September 15 to November 20.
Okay.
Okay, that is also the period where people need to watch out for. But overall, if you talk about the healers, because Ketu is in the eighth house, so it is going to be the time when you are really going to get the pearls of wisdom. I started my YouTube channel focusing in 2020 when Ketu almost came around that, you know and I'm giving so much of it. you know why? Because I thought that, hey, come on, I was supposed to travel to UK. I was travel to US. I was traveling to Canada. I was traveling to Serbia. All the travel has gone. I'm able to do all my conferences on the web. All those time which I have left with, I think that's the way where the rishis are saying that, hey, Karthik, there's a time which you need to utilize to give it back. you know
Absolutely.
and this is a great sort of, and it's, I wouldn't say it's also an Indian thing. I would say knowledge is good or bad. Knowledge doesn't have a barometer that, hey, this is an Indian knowledge or this is a Greek knowledge. Either the knowledge is good, knowledge is bad. Either the knowledge works, knowledge doesn't work.
Correct.
you know
Correct.
as simple as that. Then the knowledge might have some roots, or somebody might be calling from somebody else, but how does it matter? you know a
Absolutely.
music is good or a music is not good, whether you like it, you don't like it, period. Whether the singer is from India, singer is from Saudi, singer is from Egypt, singer is from India or America, how does it matter?
Matter. Yes. Yes.
So I feel that, I'm very positive, especially your community is such a beautiful community. I
Thank you,
get so
Karthik.
much of good comments, good requests also from them, and I am sure it's going to be sort of a great year for them. In fact, later on said, because, there's so much more that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Later on, we can probably do part two of this.
I would
And
love to do part two. Like, in fact, I want to go deep into mindset, workspace, like how do we set up home office, those kind of finer
yeah,
pointers. I would love to know more about, and branding as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
all of those who are listening, probably can share your comments, questions, etc. Which we can probably bring it into the part two,
Yes.
and that would be my way to start 2021. It's a great feeling to give, and I feel it's a great blessing to give. If you are
Absolutely.
somebody, like my grandfather used to say, there are two ways an individual can be. Either he can always be a taker, or he can always be a giver.
Give up.
you know Generally it's always both ways. There are times when we are taking as well, the times when we are giving as well. So as long as you can have that ability to give, or create a knowledge base whereby you can at least give to 5 people. You don't
Yes.
need to be an influencer at a world level, where you might always be a Gary V or something. But in your own space, as much as you can give, I think that's a nice way to do a kriyaman karma, nice way to refine your soul. And
Yes.
automatically, once you start feeling that goodness inside, right people enter your life, right things start happening to you.
True.
Your mindset, sort of takes a shift. You're so much more positive, and then you see that the world is a beautiful place to live, rather than, be a naysayer and being always pessimistic, or finding a problem in every solution.
Mm. Amazing. Thank you, Karthik. I think this has been a great interview, and we will definitely do a second part to it. All of you here watching, please share your comments below on what you thought about this, what were your key learnings. If you have any questions, you can actually share that in the comment box, and Karthik and his team will be looking into that. So there are 3 resources I want to give all of you. The first one is Karthik has another video on how to plan your day. I think it'll be very interesting for you all to watch. So I'll give that in the description. Second one is on the moon and the mind, right? You have something to share on how the moon has the power to control your mind. And in fact, everybody in our community, we listen to that strangest secret in the world to keep our mindset strong every day. I think that plays a huge role. So now you can decode the Vedic perspective of how the moon controls the mind, and I'm looking forward to learning on that. And third is, if any of you have any questions, there's a link to his WhatsApp number, his team will handle, and there's an email ID as well. So any questions you have, if you're stuck at any point of time, I love doing these interviews with Karthik because I'm sure you would have noticed that the way that he presents the information is so logical, and it's really backed by years of experience that he's actually he has. So Karthik, once again, I cannot thank you enough for the time that you've given us. I know you're super busy working on a lot of things, but thank you for your time, and I look forward to interviewing you once again, and inspiring my community with these finer aspects of living a more impactful, quality, more abundant, and more a life which is more aware and purposeful more than anything else. So thank you, Karthik, once more. Yes.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Sid.
Thank you. Jai Jagannath. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Yes.